Hey everyone, welcome back. We were just talking before we started recording about how interesting this next topic is. And
Yeah,
yeah, we both had a lot of thoughts about it. And I know our listeners have been sending in questions
absolutely.
about beauty. And we've
Right?
got some excerpts here from, different thinkers and philosophers and artists even.
Really cool stuff.
Yeah, and I think it's going to be a really fascinating deep dive because we're going to be looking at like what makes something beautiful.
hmm
And does it even have to be, like a physical thing? Can beauty be something more than just what we see on the surface?
Right, right. Like when you see a sunset that just blows you away.
Totally. Or like a painting
Yeah, a painting that just moves you.
or a person even.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So I think the sources we have here, they kind of start with this idea that beauty is anything that gives you pleasure.
Okay.
Like
Yeah.
it's a feeling.
That makes sense.
Yeah, and they use examples like, a beautiful landscape or a
Yeah.
sunset, or even like a really well-designed building or a piece of music that just...
Yeah, it just hits you right here.
Exactly. But then it gets more complicated because the sources also talk about how beauty is subjective.
Oh, totally.
Like what one person finds beautiful, another person might not.
Yeah, abstract art.
Yeah.
Some people love it. Some people are like, what is that?
Yeah. And even across cultures,
Yeah.
you know, like beauty standards are so different in different parts of the world.
It's true. And it's not just geographically, it's historically too.
Oh, yeah, totally.
Like what people thought was beautiful, 100 years ago is so different from what we think is beautiful now.
That's a really good point.
It's all relative.
Yeah, it's super interesting. But then, like right when you think you're starting to understand it,
Yeah.
the sources throw this whole other concept at you.
Oh, here we go.
Yeah, it's called the golden ratio.
Oh, I love this one.
Have you heard of this?
Yeah, a little bit.
Okay, so basically, it's
Right.
this mathematical proportion, and it's found like everywhere in nature.
Oh, yeah. It's like 1.618 or something like that.
It is. It's like this, magical number.
It's crazy.
Yeah. And they say that things that are closer to this ratio are naturally more pleasing to the eye.
Oh, wow.
Like, think about a seashell. You know how it spirals?
Yeah.
That's the golden ratio.
Way.
Yeah. Or like sunflowers, or even the human face.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah. So it makes you wonder if, like, our brains are hardwired to find this ratio beautiful,
It's possible.
or if it's something we learn through, exposure.
That's a good question.
I don't know. But it's really fascinating to think about.
It is. And it makes you wonder, why is that? Why is that ratio so appealing to us?
Yeah. Like, is it because it's symmetrical? Or is it because it's, like, somehow connected to the way our brains work?
Yeah, some people think it has to do with patterns and predictability.
Oh, interesting.
Like our brains like order.
Right.
And the golden ratio, it kind of provides this sense of harmony and balance that we find inherently satisfying.
So we're drawn to it.
Yeah, exactly. It just feels right.
But, the sources don't just stop at this, like, physical mathematical beauty. They go even deeper.
Okay, I'm intrigued.
They start talking about inner beauty.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah. And they make this point that, like, inner beauty is actually more important than outer beauty.
I think I agree with that.
Me too.
It's like you can have the most symmetrical face in the world,
Right.
but if you're a jerk, it doesn't really matter.
Totally. And the sources, they talk about these qualities, like kindness and a positive attitude and a genuine spirit.
Mm-hmm.
And they say that these are the things that make a person truly radiant.
It's true. It's like their inner light shines through.
Exactly. And it's funny because, like, outer beauty, that can fade over time.
Yeah.
But inner beauty, it just deepens and becomes more, I don't know, more captivating.
More interesting, too.
Yeah. Like, I think about some of the most inspiring people I've met.
Yeah.
It's not their looks that I remember.
It's their energy.
It's their warmth, their passion, their resilience.
That's the stuff that stays with you.
Exactly. And it's something that you can work on.
Oh, totally. Like you can't really change the golden ratio of your face,
Uh-huh.
but you can definitely cultivate your inner beauty.
It's true.
Ah.
And it doesn't require, like, expensive creams or treatments or anything.
Exactly. It's all about working on yourself.
Yeah, and, like, developing those qualities that make you a better person.
And a better friend.
And a better partner.
And just a better human being in the world.
It's like we have these two paths we can choose,
Oh, interesting. Tell me more.
Like, we can chase after this external beauty, which honestly can be kind of fleeting and maybe even a little superficial.
Yeah.
Or we can focus on nurturing the beauty that comes from within, which is, like, lasting and way more transformative.
And you know what?
What?
I think inner beauty actually makes you more beautiful on the outside, too.
Really?
Yeah. Like when you feel confident and kind and you're just vibing with good energy, it
It's
shows.
true.
Like your eyes sparkle more, you smile more genuinely,
That's a good point.
and you just like attract people who appreciate you for who you really are.
It's like this positive feedback loop.
Totally. The more you cultivate your inner world, the more it enhances your outer world.
And the more people are drawn to you.
Exactly.
It's pretty amazing when you think about it.
It is, and it makes you wonder, like, how much emphasis do we put on outer beauty in our society?
Oh, yeah, that's a big question.
Are we missing out on real connections because we're too focused on appearances?
That's something we should all ask ourselves, for sure.
Definitely.
So I guess what we're saying is that beauty is way more than just skin deep.
100%.
It's multifaceted.
Oh, yeah.
There's the beauty we see in nature and art, like the golden ratio. But there's also the beauty we feel, like the kindness, the resilience, the light that shines from within.
And that's the beauty that really matters.
Yeah, that's the beauty that has the power to change the world.
Absolutely. And that power is within each of us.
That is a great note to end on.
Thanks for having me. This was a really cool conversation.
Yeah, this was awesome. And thanks to everyone listening for joining us on this deep dive.
See you next time. Bye.